At the University of the Incarnate Word, service learning can enrich your class and provide novel opportunities to meet your course objectives. Service learning at UIW includes community service, which is required in the class or program. Completed to better understand course or program content, reflects concern for community well-being, and helps students to reflect, find meaning, and become more engaged, enlightened citizens. There are 3 basic forms of service learning, depending upon your desired level of commitment and involvement. You can choose from single events and activities to semester-long partnerships. By linking course material with service learning projects, you can strengthen core competencies by designing targeted activities.
So service learning is an excellent transition into academia because it brings a real-world experience into the classroom. I know, being a CPA for 25 years, I know that while a formal education gives our students the excellent fundamentals that they need to be successful in the marketplace, there's nothing like a real-world experience that gives them that extra push to make them more competitive in the marketplace. And I have found that by implementing service learning projects, not only do the students have a real-world experience, but they have something to add to their resumes. And it also gives them the opportunity to develop those soft skills that the employers are looking for.
A 4 to 5-step process helps you initiate a service learning project. With the support of the Ettling Center, you find an organization to dedicate to, define the objectives and scope of the project, decide on learning outcomes and skills students will need to apply, and determine how to measure impacts.
Nurses a lot of times will provide care to the community, and in this case of service learning, we provide care to the vulnerable population that is in San Antonio. So it really fits a lot with our mission.
I think it's allowed us to outreach to areas of the city that we might not have gone before. There are issues that are outside the really norm of clinical care that we see, but service learning allows us the opportunity each course to reach out to that group of vulnerable populations that are so important for our nursing students to see before they graduate. I think our faculty has to be on that same page, and it's nice to walk out somewhere and say, no, we're just not in the confines of the hospital. We understand the people that are going to visit the hospital, and so it really puts us in a whole different mode.
The Ettling Center is more than happy to assist. I'd love to show you how methods to incorporate it and how we can show you some of the testimonials or the papers that our students have written.
The benefits of service learning extend both within and beyond the UIW community. Through experiential learning, students develop their abilities for empathy and reflection. Faculty increase teaching effectiveness and contribute to UIW's mission. And together, we build relationships with the larger San Antonio community, all while providing valuable services.
Mini-Gems was something that I did not plan to do 10 years ago. Mini-Gems has had a very profound impact on the way I see the world, the way I interact with other people, and has really allowed me to engage with communities that I would not normally engage with, and put me into sometimes situations that I'm not comfortable in. But I think it's those moments where I'm at risk and most vulnerable, where I think I've learned more about myself, and I've learned more about the challenges of what people go through. And the more that we can get our students engaged into the community and working with community leaders and folks that actually are in those communities, I think it's good for our students, because I think our students need to learn different perspectives, different challenges, and different worldviews. And I think it's those relationships that make our students, in the end, a leader.
Of engagement with the student community is such an important part of faculty work and faculty involvement at UIW. The service learning course for me has been able to be the 3 points in a triangle that is part of what we as UIW faculty are required or expected to do. One is the teaching, the other is the research, and the third is the community service. And the work that I do also fits in with my engagement with the mission of the university, and also works on my FSI as I touch, like the key tenets of education, helping students understand or engage with the truth, with innovation, with creativity. And I think all of these become parts of this circle that all of us are supposed to be engaged in.
So when I think about the relationship between service learning and the mission, I think one way of going at it is to think about the mission value of truth. And so if you're trying to pursue an understanding of truth, in most cases, your understanding is going to be incomplete if it's simply theoretical and not at all practical. Similarly, it'll be incomplete if it's simply practical and not at all theoretical. So that's one way in which service learning can really help me to accomplish what I'm trying to accomplish in the classroom, is to give students some of that experiential understanding of some of the topics that we're talking about in class.
For further information and guidelines about service learning, contact the Ettling Center or your school's representative on the Faculty Service Learning Committee. By incorporating service learning into a course, you and your students become a living branch of the UIW mission.